Welcome to the Windows channel, and this is a video to explain to you how to get access to your router's internal menus. Your router has a small computer in reality. So your router is there to take the internet connection from the modem and to split it among the different computers plugged into your network. If you have only one, then it's only one. If you have multiple computers, the router will route or send the information to all the computers that it sees. And there's a lot of stuff in a router. There's a lot of menus, there's a lot of things that you can change, and I want to show you how to gain at least the first thing that you need to know, access to that menu or that firmware menu inside your router. So how do you gain access to a router's menu? Well, it depends on your router. Some have an application that installs in the taskbar in the bottom right. But for the most part, a lot of routers are pretty much in the manual mode where you have to figure out how to access through your web browser. So the first thing you'll need is to access your web browser to get to the router's menu. The menu in every router is made to be viewed through a web browser, like a web page. Now you need to know what is the URL or what's the address that I need to type in the address bar at the top to gain access to my router. To find that information, you can actually query your own computer. You go down to your network icon, right click on it, click Open Network and Sharing Center, and here just click your connection. Mine is Wi-Fi. If it's Ethernet, you'll have the same type of connection. Click here, and it's going to give you in the information all you need with details. By clicking details, it's going to tell you, okay, my computer is connected to a gateway that is 192.168.1.1. So this is the gateway to my router. When you're on a router, the IPv4 default gateway is in general the router's own IP address. And it's that same address that you need to put in your browser window. So 192.168.0.1.1.1 and .2.1 is very popular. A lot of routers use that, but it could be different. For example, Apple routers often are at 10.0.0.1, and even some PC routers go there. So depending on the router you're using, it might be different. Once you know that information, what you could do is simply go into your address bar at the top and type 192.168.1.1 in my case, because that's the address that was there. Or if you have your own address, enter it there and press enter. This will give you an access. And here you see my Linksys router access. So you'll have to enter the username and the password. Now, that's the other tricky part. What is the username and what's the password? In many cases, if the router has never been changed, its default is often admin and the password often is admin. Now, you want to change that eventually because some viruses have now been able to access router menus by using the default username and passwords. In some cases, it could be admin in the username and you leave the password empty. And in other cases, if you have a tech guy around, he might have changed the password to something else. Normally, because that's what I do as a tech guy, I always give out that information to the client. Because after all, it's his or her router, it's not mine. So if I change something here, I always have a little piece of paper that I leave behind, tell them, look, this is the information you need to know about your router. Whether you use it or not is not important, as long as you at least know that information. So enter the information you have. In some routers, you might have that information written underneath the router. Some routers have a sticker that has that information underneath. And once you find out that information, you click Login. Say that you have lost that information. Say that you just don't know what it is. Is there still a way to actually access your router? Yes, by resetting it. There's a little hole in every router where you can actually enter little pointed objects or the tip of a pen. And depending on the router, some routers require you to press a reset button and to power off and on. Some are just reset button for 10 seconds, depending on what you want to do. And that will actually give you the access to the router, because the passwords and the username will be defaulted to what is the default, which is usually admin admin or admin no password, depending on the router you have. So you can check that out and have fun, basically, going through the different menus. And that's how you'll gain the access to your router. Why would you want to gain access to your router? Because there's a lot of things you can change. There's the setups. You can change the wireless information of your router, its channel, for example, stuff like that. You can change the security information of the wireless of everything in your router. And you can go to the administration and change the password of the router, so that instead of having admin admin or admin with no password, you can enter your own password. And of course, you have a status page, which gives you all the information about what's plugged to your router, the different computers or devices, also if everything's up and running with the internet, and so on. You can also use this to do a firmware upgrade. As you see here on the right, I've got firmware upgrade. I can check out on the manufacturer's site, is there an update for my modem, my router, sorry. And if yes, then I'll apply it to my router. So that's how you'll gain access to your router. That's how you should normally be able to go into the menus. And it's, I believe, one of the important information that everybody should know, because you might one day want to change something in there, including your Wi-Fi password. If you enjoy my videos, why not subscribe to my channel? You'll be informed when new videos are online. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, let us know. And give us thumbs up if you like the videos.